Hello folks, GWT, West Truther channel and Wonderman channel on YouTube, and West Truther channel on minds.com, minds.com. I got something I want to tell y'all. I want to run something by you about bringing the government back under some people control for a change, and going up against the corporations and the bankers and the elite and the powerful armies and everything. And y'all, I mean, just hear me out. It's just some thoughts. But anyway, just something that maybe could be possible. Since of the little knowledge that I have compared to many others, I still feel and sense of those who make and take lives and who do with nasty malice make the lives of so many others to be slow deaths of thirst and induced diseases, and the neglect most of those apathetics and the victims of bio and electro frequencies. But they are mostly to weaken and to simple mind all of humanity. And there is a way to put a stop to the chemtrails and the storms and all of this tragedies and these false flag attacks and 9/11 and that kind of stuff. There's a way to stop that, folks. It just takes guts, and people are going to have to get hurt and bleed and scream and holler and run and die and all that kind of stuff. But I can tell you this. All of this, I am certain, is caused by one main head of the serpent worshipers. Now, don't let that term serpent worshipers throw you. Serpents were the first worshipped things as gods anywhere in the knowledge of man that I have been able to find. And the remnants of the Templars, we're talking going back a long time, they have set things in motion with money that has turned into the bad guys taking over, more greed, and the pharaohs and all this kind of stuff. The aristocracy is still looking at everyone on the earth as their slaves, as their property. And this could be a plan for any that could put it together and, make a movie or something with it. But first, location for launch is defendable. Just pay attention, folks. This will come together for some of y'all. And you people in government and law enforcement and all you CIA and MI6s and MI2.5s and all that kind of crap, y'all can kiss my grits. It could be sacrificed to cut off the source of strength, so strictly volunteers is needed, because they will destroy their own installations if they think their installations are compromised, and they'll just simply rebuild. So this is a volunteer idea. This is an idea for volunteers. The access of the facility is extremely important, and personnel and their certain items have to get to the access area. So that means people and anything, they're chewing gum and Hershey bars. You've got to get that and get close to the facility. In Exmouth, Australia, is one of the most powerful weapons anywhere across the earth. One reason Australia is disarmed by force. Take the facility by filtering in the personnel closer and closer, and then, just a thought, you might crash in if necessary to open an entrance to take it, and then see who is willing to use their expertise and their skills and what they've been doing against everybody. See who's willing to use that for you, for the good of the many. Not the good of the few, but the good of the many. Have countries Have a couple of countries, have a couple of people walk into the embassies of a couple of countries that are big superpowers, and tell them to watch your six. You send couriers to a couple of big wig countries and you say, listen, we're doing something that we want you to watch our six. And what the harp will do if they don't agree, you got to let them know you got the biggest harp across the earth. Then take out the CERN if you want to, and then all UN and US facilities close by. Then go for the solar warden, and then center on Switzerland and solid freeze the whole basin, the entire community in the whole basin, and then the Pentagon in the United States, then the Lucifer Observatory, and you do that just to show that you have no fear of their serpent God. Then you call for world peace, not disarmament, just world peace. Then you use the harp to water the dry and dry the wet where that's needed and calm the temperatures. They will stop the chemtrails real fast, and then you force the wealthy to share what they got and start looking for the bad guys and throw them to the people who have done the people so much wrong. And those who can operate the harps, some of these people are sick of what they are a part of, but they can't quit. I mean, look, people, we are going to keep looking for the worst stuff to tell others about, hoping to stir up the pot and just keep talking and talking for 5 to 20 or 50 more years until there is no one left to research and no one left to share, no one left to listen. Nothing left to learn and no one left who cares. Or is some going to get together and come up with a plan of action, because all this talking is BS. There is some people out here who know each other, who associate with each other, who are friends, pals, sisters, brothers, buddies. Y'all need to talk together. All of these self-labeled truthers are just talking peaceful, like the government approves them to do. Talk, 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 while they are killing and killing and killing, taking and taking and killing. Which one is working? The talking or the killing? Want to say one more thing. Even a God can be stopped. Physical, spiritual, or metaphysical, it doesn't matter. Another thing, the network of 5G and the Google quantum computers, if they ever take over, folks, you got no idea what kind of mass genocides a quantum computer can execute. How fast they can get people to begin to drop. The computers can initiate enough actions to create mass genocide, and you cannot outthink these computers. They have no competitive programming. We are absolutely no competition for them at all. We cannot compete against the computers. And some of you Christians are going to say, who can stand against the beast? Their power source is their only weakness, other than quick mass disassembly of their toys. And I mean quick mass disassembly of their toys, their big weapons. Now, how could that be done? In the mind control that makes up a lot of the internet, that could very easily steal away your conscience. The internet has got enough power, enough different things that is affecting your brain, your thought process, that they could steal away your conscience, maybe even your conscience soul, because I think that's what your soul is anyway, is your conscience collection. The design of the Pentagon is intersecting lines of the pentagram, a symbol of worship. Don't some of you already know that? The sun is actually believed by those outside of government, like those outside of the government, the Nazi Templars, or Templar Nazis, whichever one you want to use first. And the pharaonic control is to believe the sun is believed by those outside of the control of the Swiss octagon. It is believed to be approximately 27 miles across. 27 miles across the light and the life source, because that's what the sun is to us, seems to be a life source. And our government is even blocking the sun from us. And that's a way off what the schools teach, folks. That's a little ways off what they teach. Humanity has become slaves to ancient tradition of the aristocracy of Egypt, the serpent worshippers. And before that, even Atlantis, the hybrids, smarter than today's humans. We're dealing with reptilians who are a scientific species, and they have engineered and created different life forms, folks, and we are one of those life forms. But we deserve a place. We're a species. We deserve a place. We're smart enough. We should have a place. Not to rule, but not to be ruled. A new phase of human is approaching. They are getting rid of this phase, and they are going to call it evolution. We don't know when or how, but doesn't anyone want to know why? We're not sure when. I'm not sure when or how, but doesn't anybody want to know why? All the answers you might find is going to be just more questions. When you go look for answers, you're just going to find more questions. Some of your children will remark when they become a victim or a witness to victims that will reference their parents that would turn over in their graves. So some of you or your children is going to have something to say. Oh man, my mom or my dad or my grandma and granddad would turn over in their grave if they knew this. You had better open your mind, because you have been blind. And I'm going to tell you that right now. Linda Ronstadt says it good. I started growing up in the largest slave county in Virginia. We had over 11,250 reported, and many more not reported. Sex trafficking, sacrificial offerings to the serpent god. Hell, slaves built most of the roads in Virginia from early 1700s for about 50 years. And it's written in the Virginia road laws and the building orders to use old style labor. That's slaves. So the owners can rent out a lot of their slaves. And all of us, as we are slaves right now, folks. Humanity is all but a few been taken with powers that few of the population can understand enough about to awaken to the deceptions of demoralization and desensitization. We're desensitized, we're demoralized, we're dehumanized through advanced science from another species who demand that we be subject to them, who say that the populations are out of hand. And if they don't comply, bow to the Nazi laws. You can use words and terms and call Nazis anything you want to, but Nazis are people of extreme racism and authoritarians, and their attitude about everything is comply or die, or whatever I want. That's what the Nazis do, whatever they want. And lots of the little tattletale Nazi sympathizers who you need to stay away from. Y'all need to identify y'all need to identify them people. You need to reject them, stay away from them, try not to have anything to do with them, because they're like little miniature, they're like little pledges for law enforcement or government agencies. They follow them around like a little yes boy or a little my man Friday or something or another. And they stand there and they compliment them and, oh yeah, you're my hero. I want to be just like you as soon as y'all let me in the door. They run in tattletale. They observe everything. They think they're brainwashed. They think they're doing the right thing, folks. When you infringe your authority and your overbearing power and your bad side, when you put that onto other people, folks, you're doing the wrong damn thing, in my opinion. GWT.